This video is not for the faint of heart. When Mother Nature strikes at sea, the results are terrifying, unpredictable, and sometimes absolutely catastrophic. Welcome to Shipstorm TV, where we bring you jaw-dropping footage of the world's biggest maritime disasters caught on camera. From massive rogue waves crashing into cargo ships to unbelievable collisions in the heart of deadly storms, what you're about to witness will leave you breathless. Could you survive one of these disasters if you were on board? Hold on tight, because what happens next might just make you gasp. Oh my God, did that ship just disappear? These are moments you'll want to rewind again and again, but also never want to live through. Let's dive into the chaos, the danger, and the incredible will to survive.
A fishing boat is sailing through a
Massive ships, critical errors, and consequences beyond imagination. A colossal cargo vessel spirals out of control, crashing head-on into the port of Suez, Egypt. The impact is catastrophic. In a matter of seconds, the entire port grinds to a halt. Cameras capture every bone-rattling moment as the steel hull crushes dockside structures like paper. This isn't just a collision. It's a chilling reminder of how a single miscalculation can paralyze global trade, risk lives, and unleash chaos.
Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
In the heart of the U.S., disaster strikes through the fog. A Mexican Navy vessel slams directly into the iconic Brooklyn Bridge under a blanket of heavy fog. The violent impact injures at least 3 sailors and leaves a section of the historic structure badly damaged. This wasn't just a collision, it was a wake-up call. When visibility vanishes, even the most trusted routes become ticking time bombs. Off the coast of Portugal, disaster struck in the blink of an eye. A chemical tanker was overwhelmed by a towering 10-meter tsunami, disappearing beneath the waves in just minutes. Massive swells tore through the ship, causing barrels of hazardous chemicals to burst open and drift across the open sea, posing a serious threat to marine life and nearby coastlines. It was a chilling reminder. At sea, even the strongest steel is no match for nature's fury. Meanwhile, in the Caribbean, a terrifying collision sent shockwaves through the sea. A massive cargo ship slammed straight into the midsection of a luxury cruise liner. On board were hundreds of electric vehicle battery packs. The real danger? Experts warned that just one spark could have triggered a chain reaction of explosions. It was a race against time as emergency crews scrambled to contain the threat. In moments like this, one miscalculation can turn paradise into a firestorm. Off the coast of France in the Bay of Biscay, a 12,000-ton cargo vessel found itself staring down a Category 10 storm. Towering waves, some as high as buildings, crashed against the bow, making the steel hull scream under the pressure. With the navigation system jammed and visibility near zero, the captain made a desperate call, cut the engines and let the ship drift, hoping to stay afloat. One wrong move, and it could have been swallowed whole. Not far from there, a small fishing boat was tossed helplessly in the heart of the storm. Onboard cameras captured terrifying footage, waves surging like living monsters, threatening to swallow the tiny vessel whole in the furious ocean. Sailors screamed for help through the deafening howl of the wind as seawater crashed over the deck again and again. In the treacherous Drake Passage, one of the most dangerous sea routes on the planet, a cruise ship carrying hundreds of passengers was slammed by towering 40-foot waves. The entire vessel shook violently. Passengers were thrown from their seats, and furniture crashed across the decks like a scene straight out of a disaster movie. Every heart-pounding second was captured on camera, raw, real, and terrifying. In a shocking incident, an oversized cargo ship attempted to pass beneath a bridge, only to slam into it with terrifying force. The ship's upper deck collided with the steel structure, sending debris flying in all directions. Miraculously, no one was injured, but part of the bridge collapsed, a chilling reminder of what a single miscalculation at sea can unleash. Elsewhere, the mighty USS Kitty Hawk aircraft carrier was returning from a top-secret mission, right in the heart of a raging storm. Cameras captured the massive vessel battling ferocious waves, and by the time it reached port, the bow was severely damaged, twisted and crushed as if a giant had stomped on its steel frame. In a rare and nerve-wracking encounter, two massive cargo ships, each the size of a skyscraper on its side, drifted dangerously close in a swirling current. They squared off in slow motion, scraping hulls like two giants locked in a tense, heavyweight showdown. And out at sea, a runaway cargo ship slammed straight into a seaside mansion. The historic home was crushed in seconds. Bricks and timber shattered under the weight of thousands of tons of steel. This isn't a movie. It's real, and it's terrifying.
I hope there's nobody in the house. Why did I see that?
The open sea isn't just where nature unleashes its fury, it's where humans can become their own worst threat. In a tense standoff, British and French fishermen turned the English Channel into a floating battlefield. Scallop boats rammed into each other, rocks and flares were thrown, all for the riches lying beneath the waves.
Looking nice! Jesus!
In Asian waters, a Japanese vessel suddenly switched to bulldozer mode, plowing straight into a U.S. ship amid rising territorial tensions. The impact crumpled the American hull, and no one could say for sure whether it was an accident or a calculated warning. In the Atlantic, a French fishing boat was chased down by patrol forces on suspicion of illegal fishing. The high-speed pursuit ended in a violent collision, sending white spray exploding into the air. Even more terrifying, two massive cargo ships collided in the North Sea, creating a fireball in the middle of the ocean. Firefighting crews rushed straight into the flames, stopping a full-blown catastrophe by mere seconds. Off the Atlantic coast, a rare and chilling scene was caught on camera. A pod of killer whales chasing down a small boat. They surged forward at terrifying speed, ramming and biting at the hull like it was prey in a deadly game of hunt. The maritime disasters we've just witnessed aren't just random incidents. They're stark reminders of how fragile life is out at sea. A missing tugboat, a faulty rudder system, or even a miscalculation of a few meters in height. That's all it takes for catastrophe to strike in an instant. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for Shipstorm TV, where we bring you raw, breathtaking moments that remind us all, never underestimate the power of the ocean.